Well, you obviously don't. You have a jaundiced view of what the police do, and you're blinded by your own prejudice, because I know that there are the majority of the police that are out there, whether they be troopers or Fairbanks Police Department or North Pole Police Department or federal agents, they are driven to protect the Constitution, and they're the ones that are protecting your right to carry arms. And
the enforcing of regulatory law is protecting my rights?
Well, let me ask you something. Do you work for somebody? Do you have a job?
Yeah.
Just a simple question.
Yeah.
All right. And do you, when you have that job and your boss has something for you to do you do that, or do you refuse to do it?
It depends. The Nazis had a job too.
Yeah, bringing in private law and bringing in a private party, bringing in the private party and equating that to the public, it doesn't match. I mean, I'm Aaron's boss. If I tell him to do something, he better do it or I'll fire him. It's a whole lot different when you swear an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and then start randomly going. I mean, we're not against police officers per se anyways. I've had many dealings with police officers, and they've, for the most part, been very good. Right. I know plenty of state troopers that are fantastic men. What we're saying is this is a bunch of jerk-offs right here that beat up some little kid for no reason, and people should say something about it. If a cop's a good cop, then that's fine. We're not saying anything about the guy that's a good cop and out there protecting people's rights and liberties. We're talking about the guys that 20 of them beat up a 17-year-old mentally handicapped
You
kid.
started it out by saying we beat up on cops, when actually it's the exact opposite. Cops beat up on citizens.
And not to mention, I'd like to have the cops...
Now, wait just a minute. I want to say something, and you folks, you do this to everybody. Anybody that disagrees with you, you just over-talk them and don't let them make a point.
You got the mic. Go ahead, make a point. Go ahead.
All right. You guys are taking a story from the newspaper, from some media, without ever checking it out and not knowing the background details. You've done the same thing on the police officers in Fairbanks. You've taken the story that's in the News Miner without ever doing any checking on it, and you've condemned the police officers. Why don't you go out and do some research and talk to the police officers and find out what actually happened? Now, it's not going to do you any good to go to the city or go to the chief of police, because they can't talk to you about personnel issues, just like your boss can't talk about personnel issues. There's no difference. These people are...
Yeah, there is a difference. There is a difference. There's a difference. Your boss at a private job has no authority, legal or otherwise, to point a gun at you or tase you or mace you. That's a pretty big difference.
You're right. It is a big difference, and that's why we hired these people and we train them. But we don't give them PhDs, and we don't make them psychologists. We make them police officers, and they're going to make mistakes. They're human.
Wait. You're saying that they made a mistake. I thought you were saying that we were wrong for criticizing them and pointing out that they made a mistake. Now you're saying they did make a mistake. Which is it?
Give me strength. You're not even listening. I'm sick talking about this one specific story that you latched on to, and you're not even looking into it. You're just looking at the media, which you condemn every day.
All right, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Where we got this story is from someone that we read quite often and trust. It's not any old everyday news story.
Appreciate the phone call, but we've got the lines are packed up, and we just...
Well, police officers, for one thing, we would like to make their job a lot easier and get rid of 99% of what they have to do out there. I mean, you think they really want to stop some guy for every little piddly little law or regulation and put their life on the line because someone forgot to use a turn signal?
Yeah.
It's asinine. Let's let them do what their job is, and that's to protect people's rights.
Go out and get the people who have actually committed crimes, like robbing somebody or killing somebody or whatnot.
And prosecute those people to pay restitution to the people that they violated.
All right. 458-TALK, the number. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Who's this?
It's Ryan.
Ryan, what's on your mind?
Oh, I love the last caller. He was great. I got some personal experience for him. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and we have a great gun show up there. It's called the Dayton Hare Arena Gun Show. So I go up there to buy my AR-50, and I bought 100 rounds of API and 2 AKs and put them in the car.
Why do you like such scary guns? Are you a bad man?
I'm just crazy as hell, ain't I?
I guess you are. Yeah, go ahead.
But this is not an embellishment. This is 100% true fact. One of the reasons I moved up here, because this actually happened. But no, I'm just normal dress guy. I got my jeans on, and I actually had a freaking sports coat on. I hate to admit that, but I did. But yeah, I bought that. I had ordered it. I went there to pick it up. As soon as I leave, I get pulled over immediately. 7 troopers, I'm used to calling them troopers. 7 officers, 11 in total, pull me over. So I'm like, what do you guys? What did I do? He said, well, you went left to center. Yeah, obviously. But there was a detective following me at the he was an undercover detective at the gun show. Supposedly, I bought the gun from I guess a Nazi. I don't know. He had a Nazi tattoo or something. But I got interrogated, all my rights violated, and went through everything. The detective wanted pictures. I got all these troopers around me like, oh, my God, am I in trouble? What's going on here? Dayton, Ohio is that way.
Why are you beating up on the police right now?
I'm not. I am not.
Don't you love America?
I said I loved America. That's why I bought an AR-50. Isn't that a cute gun? I said, no, we don't like that. But, no, that's a true experience. He wants a real true story about how the police are innocent. That's me witnessing them do that. They took pictures of everything. For what reason? Now, what did I do wrong? Who am I affiliated with? What gang are you? What are you talking about, guys? I'm a paralegal from Cincinnati. They weren't hearing it. They just, they're really a lot more gung-ho than the cops up here. And the state troopers, I do give them a little bit of credit. They're more like down hometown sheriffs where they're willing to work with you. But down there, it's just, they'll shoot you in the freaking leg and zap you real quick. So I went ahead and moved up here. And I actually sold that AR-50, but Aaron knows I bought another one. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
I just wanted to share that story. Dayton, they're crazy, man. The cops are nuts down there. And this whole, I don't know, you guys are changing the story with this last caller. That's a little, he's the wacky one, man.
Aren't we supposed to go out and check every story that we hear in the media for ourselves? Because we can't.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, am I going to actually go to the police department and ask his opinion of the matter? No. What happened? Is that what happened or is it not? I do see these things happening because they're happening to me, and they had no right to do whatever. I don't need 7 police cars and an undercover officer pulling me over for no freaking reason.
Obviously you do, or you've just got the wrong attitude about it. I think you do need to be pulled over.
I think I got the right attitude. I think they got the wrong one. I didn't think I had anything to be afraid of until then. Like, wait a second. Maybe I do need this, So I just wanted to share that story. I thought it was real interesting that you guys brought up a story from my old hometown, Detroit, or Dayton. Yeah, that's just the way it is. It's a scumhole, man.
All right, brother.
So, all right, you guys take it easy.
Appreciate the phone call. All right, those of you on hold, stay with us. We're coming up on the half-hour break here. The Fox News is on the way in just about a minute. All right, gentlemen, let me ask you this here. Do we have an email set up where people can email in other than the station? Because I can give out the station email, which is fine. But if folks have a way they want to participate in the show by email, I don't think there's going to be any way that, with as busy as the phones are right now, that we're going to be able to get everybody in today. What do you think? You're all looking at me like a deer in the headlights. I don't know.
Trying to get us lynched.
All right. Well, let me give you the station email here.
I got one I can use. It's alaska.bighorn@gmail.com.
alaska.bighorn@gmail.com. You can also use my email here at the station, stevefloyd@kfar660.com. If you want to send us an email about how evil and wicked we are for questioning the police.
You've got it on the home for Fox News in Fairbanks, KFAR.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A day after a judge lifted his house arrest on sex assault charges, Dominic Strauss-Kahn on the move. The former IMF chief a short while ago, leaving the townhouse he was renting in New York City in a black car. Prosecutors say they have questions about his accuser's credibility.
But attorneys for the victims say they stand by their client.
The only defense that Dominic Strauss-Kahn has is that this sexual encounter was consensual. That is a lie.
Attorney Ken Thompson says she was afraid to tell the truth over deportation fears.
Fox Radio's Todd Starnes, and drought conditions putting a damper on a 4th of July tradition. This year, there may be fewer of these, as numerous cities from Arizona to Florida ban fireworks, worried about the risk of blazes cropping up under dry conditions. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Say what's on your mind. Talk about it on local news radio, 660 AM KFAR.